How many times have you heard successful people get up at 5 a.m.? Have you ever wondered how in the world are you going to fit everything that you're supposed to do first thing in the morning? If you would like to have a morning routine that works for you, you're gonna wanna watch this video. But first, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. So yes, the things that you do first thing in the morning set the tone for the day. And every successful person that I personally know has a morning routine. Therefore, I had to go and dig deeper. My dear friend Tom Bilyeu starts with either the gym or meditation, but Brendon Burchard will tell you to read first and start planning your day. Mel Robbins will start brushing her teeth with the non-dominant hand while saying gratitude, while Tim Ferriss will do meditation and a cold shower. I can go on, but you get it. It's different for everyone, right? So what is going to work for you? Usually a good morning routine will have a mix of physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. I have personally tried at least 4 different kinds of morning routines. And if you stick to the end of the video, I will tell you exactly what I have done that works for me. So why is a morning routine so important? Well, it basically sets you up for the day that you want to have. It creates these neurological connections that you need to have the day that you want to have. And this is it. It's not about doing what other people say works. It's about doing what you think will work for you. So you have to choose what is important for you. But how do you do that? Well, that's a good question. I mean, everything is important, right? Meditating is important. Doing some kind of physical activity is important. Taking care of your family is important. Being creative is important. How are you supposed to pick something that is important to you? We're gonna have to dig deeper. So you're gonna have to look at your life in general, and you're gonna do a process that I call the end in mind. You're gonna look at what it is that you would like to achieve right now in your life. And it's more like in the next 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years. The things that are really important to you. So for instance, I recently made this YouTube channel a priority in my own life, so every day I know I'm going to be doing something about it. My health is also important, so I have to include a physical aspect. My family is important, and my creativity. So those 4 big chunks of my life are going to influence my morning routine. You're going to break down your life in 4 to 5 different areas, and you're gonna pick one thing that you're gonna do every morning that's related to that different area. Now, it's not about choosing an action that will deliver something specific, okay? So it's not because YouTube is one of my priorities right now that I'm going to necessarily right away either film or edit a video. No. However, what you're going to do is something that allows you to later in the day do something about that area. So for me, for instance, I could be grateful for all the people watching my videos, either now or eventually. I could do some visualization as to how many notifications I get because people comment or like my videos. I can start thinking about what it is that I want to put in those videos, maybe jot down some ideas, just to get in the mood. Nothing really big, nothing that I'm not gonna choose right now, but just to get going. So what you want is, most likely you wanna set your mind straight. So maybe you're trying to achieve something you've never achieved before. So you may wanna do affirmations for that, or you know what I mean. Maybe you want to connect more with your spiritual side, and so you're gonna meditate. You really have to look at the big picture, break it down into smaller things, and do something that sets you up for success. So let's take the 4 elements that I suggested at the beginning, and let's give you some examples of what you could be doing. So the physical aspect, you could go for a walk, you could stretch, you could work out. You could take a cold shower. Now, the mental aspect, you could read, you could devise a plan, a goal, you could maybe improve on a skill that you want to have or practice that skill that you want to have. There's also the spiritual, so that's where you can meditate, you can pray, you can read sacred text, you can see if you can receive something from spirit in that time. And then the emotional, and that part for me is kind of new, but I realize it's very important. So a lot of times the emotional will be expressing some gratitude toward myself or toward the things that I have in my life, the people that I have in my life, maybe writing a love note to my kids or a friend, connecting with a friend. It could be something very simple and very quick, but you have to include the emotional aspect. Here are the things that you do not want to do right in the morning. First, you do not want to check social media or emails or notification. And I know I'm the same as you. I feel like there are some important things that happen at night that I need to cover. I get it, especially with an international business like mine. However, what you do when you check those notifications first is you're saying that your day is going to depend on what other people are doing, and you don't want to do that. In the morning, you really want to set yourself for control over what's going to happen. So do not check those notifications unless it's something very specific that you need for your morning routine. Maybe like look for a video or something, that's fine, but no notifications. Do not start with your to-do list, because I promise you that doing a to-do list pretty much reduces the capacity that your mental brain has. In the morning, this is a time where you are the most creative in your day. Most people will be very creative. So you don't want to reduce it to a list. Don't do a list. This is going to be a tough one for parents. Do not take care of other people before you take care of yourself. Now, I'm going to explain to you what it is that I do when my children are around. So what I do is I will do one thing before I start interacting with them. Something very simple, very quick that I can do without interacting with them. So it could be a quick prayer or something. So I take care of myself first, because if you don't do that, they're going to feel like they're number one, which they may very well be a priority, but you're number one in your life. So you need to do that. Maybe trade off with a partner so that some days they take care of the kids. Maybe explain to your kids that you're going to need some time for yourself in the morning, but you've got to set that time up. Also, don't think about the day as here we go again, right? Like that's a thought that's based on the past. Maybe you've had a bad day the day before, and if you bring that bad day back into your morning, then you're going to relive that bad day again in the day. So don't think too much about the past, stay in the present moment, and you're going to have a fantastic day. So here's what I do in my morning. First, I start with reading, because my mind needs something to do right away. And if I don't read, it's going to go all over. So I start with about 20 minutes of reading. Then I'm going to go and do some movement. I'm going to either jump on the trampoline or stretch, but I'm going to go and do these movements. Now, what I forgot to say is, because I have dogs, the first thing that I have to do in the morning is take care of my dogs, take them out. But I take that time to maybe stretch or maybe say some affirmations, be grateful for the day ahead, so that I still am in that space of I'm taking care of myself, even if I have to take care of these little people, these little animals. Okay, another thing that I do in my morning is I choose a creative activity. So if my kids are around, I'm gonna go to my sketchbook and draw or do something on my sketchbook so that my daughter can participate. And finally, this is my favorite, is I write down in my journal how I want my day to go as if it had already happened. So if it was in the evening and I was going over my day. So that way I put myself in this space of it's done and it was easy and it was fun. So I often do that right before I start my day, because I can then transition easily into what it is that I need to do first. All right, now that I've given you all this advice for your morning routine, I cannot wait to hear what you do for your morning routine. Please go ahead and share in the comments, and I will see you soon.